Have you ever felt like you're stuck in a strange game of tug-of-war with someone? One day they're all about you, texting, calling, making plans, and the next day, nothing. Radio silence. It's like they've vanished into thin air. I've been there too, and let me tell you, it's one of the most confusing feelings in the world. That hot and cold behavior can drive anyone crazy, making you question everything. Does he actually like me? Did I do something wrong? Why can't he just be clear about what he wants? If you're nodding your head right now, you're in the right place. Today, we're diving deep into why someone might crave your attention but still ignore you. This isn't just random behavior. There's actually psychology behind it. Before we dive in, if you want more relationship advice that cuts through the confusion and gives you real answers, hit that subscribe button right now and turn on notifications. I post new videos every week that will help you understand dating and relationships on a whole new level. By the end of this video, you'll not only understand why this hot and cold behavior happens, but you'll know exactly what to do about it. No more sleepless nights wondering where you stand. You'll have clarity and a solid plan forward. The truth is, when someone craves you but ignores you, they're sending mixed signals that can leave you feeling lost. But here's what you need to understand right away. This pattern is rarely about something you did wrong. In most cases, it has everything to do with what's going on inside their head, their fears, their past, and their own internal battles. And I promise by the time we finish today, you'll see this situation with totally new eyes. Let's start by making sense of this strange behavior. When someone craves you but ignores you, what's really happening is they're stuck in their own internal tug of war. One part of them is drawn to you. Maybe they love your smile, your laugh, the way you see the world, or how you make them feel. But another part is hitting the brakes hard. And this creates a messy situation where their actions don't match their feelings. It's like they're driving with one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. The result, this jerky stop and go connection that leaves you feeling confused and frustrated. But once you understand what's causing this, it all starts to make more sense. There are 5 main reasons why someone might be acting this way. First, they might be scared of getting too close and being vulnerable with you. Second, they could have attachment issues from their past that make them run hot and cold without even realizing it. Third, some people actually play these games on purpose to keep the upper hand in relationships. Fourth, they might genuinely be confused about their own feelings and not know what they want. And fifth, sometimes there are real life barriers getting in the way, like work stress, family problems, or other responsibilities. Understanding which of these might be happening can help you figure out what's really going on. Because let's be honest, when someone's behavior doesn't make sense, we often blame ourselves. We think if I was prettier, /smarter, /funnier, /more interesting, they wouldn't pull away. But that's almost never the real story. So let's break down each of these reasons in more detail. Now let's talk about the first and probably most common reason. Fear of vulnerability. This is huge, especially for people who've been hurt before. See, he might want you, really want you, but be absolutely terrified of getting hurt again. It's like his heart is saying go for it while his brain is sounding all the alarm bells. Think about it. Opening up to someone means taking a risk. It means showing parts of yourself that you usually keep hidden and hoping the other person doesn't reject you for them. It means giving someone the power to hurt you. And for many people, especially those who've been burned before, that's scary stuff. So how can you tell if fear is what's driving his hot and cold behavior? There are some pretty clear signs. He might open up to you one night, sharing personal stories or feelings, and then completely pull back the next day, almost like he regrets letting you see that side of him. Or you might notice he gets visibly uncomfortable or changes the subject when conversations turn emotional. Another big clue is if he's mentioned past relationships where he was betrayed or hurt badly. Our past shapes how we approach relationships more than most people realize. If someone has a history of being hurt, rejected, or even growing up in a family where emotions weren't expressed safely, they develop these protective shields. It's not personal against you. It's their way of trying to protect themselves from pain they've experienced before. Think of it like someone who's been in a bad car accident. Even years later, they might tense up or grip the steering wheel tighter when driving past the spot where it happened. In the same way, someone who's been hurt in relationships might tense up and pull back right when things start feeling good with you. It's their emotional guard going up, saying, "Careful, remember what happened last time." Let's talk about something that changed how I see relationships forever: attachment styles. Don't worry, I'm not going to get all textbook on you, but this stuff is super helpful for understanding why people act the way they do. Basically, the way we were cared for as children creates patterns in how we connect with others as adults. There are several attachment styles, but the one that often leads to this craving but ignoring behavior is called avoidant attachment. Someone with an avoidant attachment style actually does want close relationships. They crave that connection just like everyone else, but when things start getting too close, too intimate, too real, something in their brain hits the panic button. It's almost like they're programmed to retreat when emotional closeness reaches a certain level. They might not even realize they're doing it. It looks like this. You two have an amazing weekend together. Everything feels perfect. And then suddenly they're distant, taking forever to text back or making excuses not to hang out. It feels random to you, but for them, that closeness triggered their avoidant patterns. What makes this even more complicated is that if you respond to their distance by trying harder to get close, which is natural, it can make them pull away even more. This creates this exhausting push-pull dance that can go on for months. The really important thing to understand is that this isn't about you or anything you did wrong. These are patterns that formed long before you entered their life. Think about it. They've been developing these responses since they were tiny children. That doesn't mean they can't change, but it does mean their behavior isn't a reflection of your worth or how much they care about you. Some signs: you might be dealing with someone who has an avoidant attachment style. They highly value their independence. They get uncomfortable with too much closeness. They might see small flaws as major turnoffs. And they often idealize past relationships that ended because now those relationships are safe. They can't get too close anymore. Now, we need to talk about something that's not so nice but still happens. Sometimes people play hot and cold on purpose. I wish this wasn't true, but some people consciously use distance as a way to gain the upper hand in relationships. You've probably heard of playing hard to get, right? Well, this is the extreme version. Some people believe that if they show too much interest, they'll lose their power or appeal. So they deliberately pull back after showing interest to keep you guessing and chasing them. The thinking goes, if I'm always available and clearly interested, they might take me for granted or lose interest. So instead, they create this artificial scarcity of their attention and affection. They give you just enough to keep you interested, then pull back to make you want more. It's like they're following some outdated rule book about how to make someone want you. But how can you tell if someone's playing games versus genuinely struggling with vulnerability or attachment issues? Look for these signs. Do they seem to pull away exactly when you show the most interest? Do they reappear the moment you start pulling back too? Do they seem to enjoy making you jealous? Are they overly concerned with who has the upper hand? If yes, you might be dealing with a game player. Another big clue is consistency in other areas of life. Someone with genuine attachment issues or fear usually has trouble with closeness in most relationships. But a game player might be perfectly capable of commitment and vulnerability with friends or family. They just choose to play these games in romantic relationships. Here's what you need to remember. Someone who truly values you won't make you consistently question your worth or where you stand with them. Even people with fear or attachment issues can communicate respectfully. They might say something like, I really like you, but I'm feeling overwhelmed and need some space. That's very different from just disappearing and reappearing whenever they feel like it. Game playing might seem harmless at first, but it can do real damage to your self-esteem and your ability to trust. You start doubting your perceptions and questioning your value. That's a high price to pay for someone's attention. Not all mixed signals come from deep psychological issues or manipulation. Sometimes the simplest explanation is true. They're genuinely confused about what they want. This happens more often than you might think. Imagine this. He meets you and there's definitely a spark. He enjoys spending time with you and feels drawn to you. But at the same time, he's not 100% sure if this is the right relationship for him right now. Maybe he's questioning if he's ready for commitment, or if your lives are compatible long term, or if what he feels is just attraction or something deeper. We often expect people to just know what they want, but real life isn't that simple. Most people don't walk around with perfect clarity about their feelings and desires. They figure it out as they go through experiences and reflection. So what's going on in their head during this confusion? They're probably asking themselves questions like, am I ready for what this could become? Do I see a future here? Is this feeling excitement or anxiety? Is the timing right? Am I over my last relationship? Are we looking for the same things? While they're wrestling with these questions, their behavior toward you might swing back and forth. One day, when they're feeling certain, they're all in. The next day, when doubts creep in, they pull back. It's not that they want to confuse you, they confuse themselves. Timing really matters in relationships too. Two people can be absolutely perfect for each other, but if they meet at the wrong time, it might not work out. Maybe he just started a demanding new job, or he's dealing with family issues, or he's working through the aftermath of a breakup. In his mind, he might be thinking, I really like this person, but is this the right moment to start something? The difference between genuine confusion and the other reasons we've discussed is that confusion usually resolves with time. Someone who's genuinely trying to figure out their feelings will eventually reach clarity. They'll either decide to fully commit or step away. But during that figuring out process, you might experience some of that hot and cold behavior. Sometimes the reason for hot and cold behavior has nothing to do with feelings or psychology at all. Sometimes it's just about real life barriers getting in the way. This is probably the most straightforward explanation, but one we often overlook when we're caught up in our emotions. Let's be real, life gets messy and complicated. Someone can be completely sure about their feelings for you, but still struggle to be consistent because of external factors in their life. Think about work stress and career demands. Maybe they're in the middle of a huge project with tight deadlines, working overtime, or trying to impress a new boss. During these intense work periods, they might have less emotional energy and time for relationships, even though their feelings haven't changed. Family obligations can create similar barriers. If they're dealing with a sick parent, supporting a sibling through a tough time, or have children from a previous relationship, these responsibilities might need to take priority sometimes. This doesn't mean they don't want you. It means they're trying to balance multiple important parts of their life. Mental health challenges are another major factor that can create inconsistent behavior. If someone is dealing with depression, anxiety, or other mental health issues, they might withdraw during difficult periods. On good days, they have the emotional capacity to connect. On harder days, they barely have enough energy to take care of themselves, let alone nurture a relationship. And of course, there are practical limitations like distance. Long distance relationships naturally create periods of closeness and separation. When you're physically together, everything feels amazing. When you're apart, maintaining that connection takes work. And sometimes the physical distance can create emotional distance too. The key thing to remember is that sometimes his heart is fully in, but life circumstances create barriers to showing it consistently. The difference here is communication. Someone who wants to be with you, but is dealing with practical limitations, will usually try to explain what's going on, even if they're not perfect at it. They might say, work is crazy right now, but I'm thinking of you, or I'm dealing with some family stuff. Can we reconnect next week? So now that we understand why someone might crave you but ignore you, the big question is, what should you do about it? How do you handle this situation in a way that protects your heart while giving the relationship a fair chance? First, let's talk about direct communication. I'm a big believer in naming what you see. You don't have to play detective trying to figure out what's happening. You can actually ask, but the way you approach this conversation matters a lot. Instead of making accusations like, why do you keep disappearing on me? Try using I statements that focus on what you've noticed and how it makes you feel. For example, I've noticed that sometimes we feel really connected and other times you seem distant. It leaves me confused about where we stand. Can we talk about what's happening? This approach is non-threatening and opens the door for honest conversation. Their response to this conversation will tell you a lot. Someone who cares about you will engage with your concerns, even if it's uncomfortable for them. They might not have perfect answers, but they'll try. Someone who's just playing games will likely get defensive, dismiss your feelings, or turn it around on you. Setting healthy boundaries is absolutely crucial in these situations. You need to be clear about what kind of relationship works for you. Maybe you're okay with taking things slow, but you need consistent communication. Or maybe you need to know that you're both working toward the same relationship goals, even if it takes time to get there. Your boundaries might sound like, I understand you need space sometimes, and that's okay. But disappearing for days without any communication doesn't work for me. Or, I'm happy to be patient while you figure things out, but I need to see consistent effort in the meantime. Now for the tough question, when do you wait? And when do you walk away? This depends on a few things. Are they aware of their behavior and trying to change it? Are they honest about their struggles? Do they respect your feelings and boundaries, even when they're having a hard time? If yes, it might be worth giving the relationship time to develop. But if they dismiss your concerns, continue the same patterns after you've talked about them, or make you feel like you're asking for too much when you're just asking for basic respect and consistency, those are red flags that this person might not be able to meet your needs. Throughout all of this, let self-respect be your compass. Ask yourself, is this situation bringing me more peace or more anxiety? Am I being treated the way I would treat someone I care about? Am I making excuses for behavior I wouldn't accept from a friend? Your answers will guide you toward the right decision for you. Remember this, your peace of mind is non-negotiable. You deserve a relationship that feels safe and consistent, even during challenging times. Someone who truly values you will try their best not to leave you guessing about where you stand, even if they're working through their own stuff. Now, I want to shift our focus to something that's even more important than understanding his behavior, and that's recognizing your own worth in all of this. Because here's the truth. How you respond to someone's hot and cold behavior sets the tone for how they'll continue to treat you. When someone shows you inconsistent attention and you keep making yourself available anyway, you're sending a message that this treatment is acceptable to you. I'm not saying this to make you feel bad. We've all done it, but I want you to understand that your reaction matters. It teaches people how to treat you. Think about what kind of relationship dynamic you truly deserve. Is it one where you're constantly anxious, checking your phone and wondering where you stand? Or is it one where you feel secure, valued, and respected, even during busy or challenging times? Something I want you to really take in. Someone's inability to show up consistently isn't a reflection of your value. It's a reflection of their capacity right now. Their limitations don't define your worthiness for love and respect. Sometimes we get so caught up trying to make a specific relationship work that we forget to ask if this relationship is actually working for us. We twist ourselves into pretzels trying to be understanding, patient, and accommodating, all good qualities. But in the process, we accept less than we deserve. Try this mental shift. Instead of thinking, how can I make them see my worth? Think, do they already show me that they recognize my worth? Instead of how can I get them to be more consistent, ask, is this person capable of the consistency I need right now? You might be worried that having standards means you'll end up alone. But actually, the opposite is true. When you value yourself enough to expect consistent respect and care, you make space for people who are capable of giving you exactly that. If you're in a situation with someone who craves you but ignores you, take a moment to check in with yourself. How does this relationship make you feel most of the time? Anxious or peaceful, confused or clear, drained or energized? Your answers will tell you a lot about whether this relationship is serving your well-being. Remember, you're not responsible for fixing someone else's patterns. You can have compassion for their struggles while still choosing what's healthy for you. If you found this advice helpful, please hit that subscribe button right now I post new relationship advice videos every week, and I don't want you to miss any insights that could help you build the healthy, loving relationship you deserve. Also, smash that like button. It really helps the channel grow and allows me to reach more people who might be struggling with the same relationship challenges. Drop a comment below sharing your experience with mixed signals or any questions you have. I read every comment and try to respond to as many as I can. So let's bring it all together. We've talked about the many reasons why someone might crave you but still ignore you. From fear of getting hurt to attachment issues, from power games to genuine life challenges, this behavior isn't as random as it feels. The important thing to remember is that you deserve clarity. You deserve someone who communicates openly with you, even when it's hard, someone who's willing to work through their fears instead of leaving you hanging. Think about it this way. Mixed signals are still signals. They're telling you something important about this person and what a relationship with them might be like. Are you willing to ride that roller coaster? For some connections, maybe it's worth having that honest conversation and giving them a chance to step up. For others, it might be time to thank them for the lessons and move on to someone who's ready to match your energy. Whatever you decide, make that decision from a place of strength and self-respect. Don't let anyone's inconsistent behavior make you doubt your worth. The right person won't keep you guessing. They'll be clear about wanting you in their life, even when things get complicated. If this video helped you understand what might be happening in your situation, hit that subscribe button right now. Your support means everything, and I'm here every week with more advice to help you build the relationships you deserve. Drop a comment below and let me know which part of this resonated most with you or what relationship topic you want me to cover next. Until next time, remember that clarity isn't just something you deserve from others, it's also the greatest gift you can give yourself. Thank you so much for watching today. I hope this video has given you clarity about why someone might crave you but still ignore you. Remember, you're worthy of consistent love and attention. Never settle for less than you deserve. If you found this helpful, please share it with a friend who might need to hear this message too. Stay tuned for next week's video on signs they're emotionally available and ready for love. I'm here with you every step of your relationship journey. Until next time, this is my channel name, reminding you that the right person won't keep you guessing. They'll make it crystal clear they want you in their life.